So hey folks, and welcome back to another video. As you can see behind me, we're out on the Triumph Bonneville T120, and on today's video we talk about the updates I'm going to do to the Bonneville. We have a chat about my recent adventures in Portugal and the orca attack, but also what follows that is a trip on the Bonneville down to Portugal to get the rudder fixed. So I've got a little mini adventure break to add to the channel, and that will be in October. So I want your thoughts on that, whether you want to see the trip. But some of the modifications that I'm going to talk about will be to make that trip a little bit more comfortable. We have a rant about electronics on motorcycles, and at the end we have a rant about the hire car I had in Spain and Portugal and the electronics on that car that I thought were dangerous. So if you're interested in any of that, stay tuned, we'll be right back. So hey folks, welcome back to another video. We're having a heat wave this weekend and things are good. I'm back in UK, been out for a while, taking the boat down to the Med, if you watch the other channel, Sailing Sea Star. And I had a few problems along the way, mainly being orcas attacking the boat. So yeah, if you're into that kind of thing, go over to Sailing Sea Star, link in the description below. And if you can subscribe to that channel too, that's a bonus, and I much appreciate it. Thank you very much. So, where are we today? Well, we're just having a ride out today, being Sunday. I've no destination in mind other than a coffee stop along the way. But I just wanted to have a chat about things and also what's coming up on the channel. So, in the last video, I hinted at some modifications for the Bonneville, and those were the engine bars and the PIAA driving lights. Now, I've only just got back to UK, so I've just ordered the engine bars. They're powder coated black. I think they're SW Motouk ones. I haven't gone for the Triumph genuine ones. Price difference is huge, so I just need to get those fitted, and I ordered those from Ghost Bikes up in Lancashire. So those should be here probably by Tuesday next week, and I'll get those fitted on and then have a look for the PIAA lights and also the wiring loom and the brackets to put those on. But one other thing that I'm considering, and I mentioned it on a community post on the channel, was I actually have to go back to Figueira da Foz in Portugal. Long story short, and the rudder has literally, or will be taking 10 weeks, about 8 weeks to manufacture, and another 2 weeks to get it shipped to Portugal. I'm thinking of, when I go back in October to get the rudder fixed and the boat hauled out, to actually ride down there instead of fly down there. And I'll be taking the Bonneville. Is this something you'd like to see? Now, I would get the ferry from Plymouth to Santander or Bilbao, and then from there I will literally ride the bike over the Picos down from Spain into Portugal, which will be mega. And also time wise, you know, just spend 3 days from Bilbao getting down to Figueira da Foz, stay over a couple of nights somewhere, nice B&B or hotel, have a nice little run, and obviously video the journey for you guys. So if you're up for that, give me a big thumbs up and leave a comment below. Okay, so one of the things on the Bonneville that might interest you is what luggage will I be using on this motorcycle. Well, if you've watched the bike channel before, you know I've got the SW Motouk Legend luggage. So this is the SW Motouk. Oh, a Red Bull. Forgot I'd pull that out. Not sponsored by Red Bull, but if you want to sponsor me, Red Bull, carry on. So the SW Motouk Legend gear, I bought this simply because the racks, which I'll show you in a second, when the bags are off, it doesn't spoil the looks of the bike. But also, what I liked was the bottom sections are brown that tie into the seating area just there. And while these aren't really lockable bags, this is only a 9 litre. I do have the 18 litre ones for both sides. Let me show you the rack. So there's the rack on the back. It's just really something that you can leave on the bike when you're not using the bike, and literally they just clip in with a like a locking mechanism onto here, but it doesn't lock onto the bike. You could easily take these bags off if you wanted. So if you're looking to leave your bikes in cities and towns, then maybe it's not the best solution for you. But I just think the canvas type look on these motorcycles make it really nice. The engine bars, they will connect onto these two bolts. This is what I'm going to use to put the PIAA lights on that I mentioned. And yeah, I think that'll just set the bike off nicely if I put those on. But an absolute legend of a motorcycle, and I love it. So this is the bike that you buy and keep forever, really. Ice vanilla berry, very nice. So as well as the 18-litre panniers that I've got for the back of this motorcycle, I also have the Legend to match tank bag. It's a magnetic tank bag that fits onto the tank. I'll just show you a picture of that. Great gear. I think what I'll do when I get the bike serviced and get to the 3-year point towards December, I'll give you a full update on 3 years of ownership on this motorcycle and let you know exactly what I think about it. Now the other thing I was going to put on the bike, obviously it's a naked bike, and if I'm doing that kind of journey I'm going to want some kind of wind protection. Now while the touring screen for the Bonneville is absolutely huge and makes it look like a real big retrofit on the front of the thing just here, there's two different screens that Triumph do on the smaller side. One is like just a little screen that covers the clocks, and one comes a little bit higher. The Triumph screens, believe it or not, are about 200 quid, and that doesn't come with the fitting kits or the brackets to put it onto the bike. You have to pay another 50 or 60 pounds for that, which is absolutely stupid money. Come on, Triumph, why do you charge so much for accessories on bikes? It's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, I put into Google, you know, screen for Bonneville T120 year 2022, and a similar type of screen came up. Obviously it's coming from the Far East, including brackets, and it's about 45 quid. So yeah, that's the one I've ordered, and we'll see what it's like. It's a light smoke screen, and it's not too big. I'll pop a picture on screen just now of it on another bike so you can see that. But yeah, it's coming from Asia, so it's going to be probably about 10 days before I get that, and hopefully that looks alright on the bike permanently to just give me a little bit of wind protection on the chest area while I do some longer journeys on this bike. And also I mentioned the dark screen that will fit, probably come up to about here, or the tinted screen. It's not the black one, but it's like a smoke tinted screen on there. I just think it'll complement the headlight cover just there. Now I saw a YouTube video on a bike the other day, and it was talking about electronics on motorcycles, which I'm not a great fan of, to be honest, especially now they're going for this radar cruise control configuration. Now while on the Tiger Rally Explorer that I took to Switzerland from Triumph, one of their press bikes, that had the blind spot mirror detection, which I found really useful. So there's some electronics that I like and some that I don't like. Now the ones that I do like the blind spot mirrors and integrated sat-navs, if you can get that function. I think the integrated Apple CarPlay that you can get on some bikes, I think one of the Honda, I think it's the Africa Twin, has it, but it's not that good at connecting to your phone. So where you saw the other day when I was testing the C5 from Aochi, the Apple CarPlay heads-up unit that I had on the bike, I really rate those. And while on the Bonneville, I kind of take it off when I'm not using it, or just using the bike for, you know, just local jaunts like this. If I was going on a big trip, I'd put it on and use the sat-nav from my mobile that would be in my pocket at that time. I know I've got my phone mounted just on the SP Connect charge mount just here. Also, if you want a discount code, there's a link in the description below for the SP phone mounts and phone cases. Really great product. Use it for probably 10 years now. So we're just coming through Burton in Kendal. Now I get a lot of you on the channel asking about my my gear, riding gear. Today, with it being 23 degrees, a little bit of a heat wave in UK, I'm wearing the Shenstone vented jacket from Merlin Motorcycle Gear, and also I'm wearing their brown Shenstone gloves, which are also vented. So I'm lovely and cool today. I've got my airbag vest underneath here, plenty of room, and I'm still getting some nice breeze through the jacket, so quite pleasant to be out on the naked Bonnie just now. But that's my gear preferred choice. Riding jeans that I'm wearing today, these are Bullet riding jeans. I do find these comfier in the hotter climates. They've got a little bit of room in them. And I'm wearing the Alpine Star waterproof boots, shorty boots. Now, one thing I do find with this Bonneville over every other bike I've owned is just how many miles per gallon I get on this beast. You're getting about 68-70 miles per gallon, which is fantastic. I very rarely need to fill this thing up compared to other bikes, and for a 1200cc engine, that's pretty damn good. When I do the Portuguese trip, do I wear the Array Quantic helmet that you see me wearing here? It is a little bit noisier, but I do find the Array Tour X4, I'll pop a picture on screen just now if you haven't seen that on the channel before with me using it with the Tiger. That really is a lovely helmet. It's really quiet next to your ears, so for motorway trips and things it's great. It has a lot of ventilation that you can let in, a big old visor so your peripheral vision's really great. But does it look silly to use one of those on a Triumph Bonneville? That's the big question, and I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, it's going to look terrible, Nick. However, this helmet's really good because it's got the flip-up sun visor, which I really like, and it's on the outside as well. So if you're doing any riding at night, rather than just having a tinted visor, this works really well. Now, one of the things when I was on vacation and down at the boat, as I mentioned, we hired a car for 3 weeks, which was a Kia, something similar to that black one that's just gone by. And the Kia electronics on board this car were crazy. It had lane assist, which I've felt before on cars, where it, you know, if you venture over to the right a little bit, it kind of steers left and keeps you in track. But finally, after I'd found cruise control, literally the cruise control on that car would keep you in the middle lane. Like normal cruise control, you don't touch the throttle, you can just rest your leg, which is great, and I find that useful on my car. I drive an oldish car, an old Mercedes 2011 E-Class, and you know, it's analog clocks, no digital iPad of a dashboard, just very simple car, and I love analog, hence why I love the Bonneville so much. But on the Kia, it would literally, once you get into the middle of the lane, on the dash it would show a green light straight in front of you, and it would hold you in the middle lane, or the middle of that lane. It would steer. If you went round a corner or there was a bend ahead of you, it would just keep you in the middle of that lane, on cruise control. So literally, when I took the car back, I drove it back from Figueira da Foz to Malaga Airport, and I set the cruise control up, and the car literally drove itself for 7 hours on the toll roads. You have to keep a hand on the steering wheel, it does remind you. Now the other thing that it did that I really hated is if you're slowing down in traffic, say there's, you know, a zebra crossing ahead of you and there's cars in front of you stopped. I normally brake quite late and quite controlled, but the car would brake for you, and literally it scared me a couple of times because it would, you know, literally slam on the anchors like really hard, to a point where I thought someone had run into the back of me. It was that violent. You know, you get thrown forward and I'm thinking, why is the car braking for me? It doesn't need to brake for me, I'm in control of the car. Okay, so that's my bit of a whinge over. Well, I'm going to enjoy my Red Bull. I've got a few things coming up, like I say, on the channel, modifications. I've got another YouTuber coming up in the first week, I think, of September. English Biker Dan is coming up, and hopefully I'll get to spend a bit of time with him and whoever he's riding with up here to show him some of the nice roads and things around Lancashire and also in the Lake District. So yeah, stay tuned for that. That's coming in September, and then, like I say, we've got this big trip down to Portugal in October. So if you're not a subscriber to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ding that bell for future video notifications coming up in the future. And also, main thing is if you can give the video a big like. Thanks very much. Catch you on another video soon. Ciao for now.